She's been with him for 7 years, not 7 good years, 7 years total. 2 of them were happy. The other 5 were slowly, quietly miserable. And when her friends ask why she's still there, she says the same thing every time. I've already put in 7 years, I can't just walk away now. That sentence feels like loyalty. It feels like commitment. But it's actually one of the most well-documented thinking errors in psychology, and it's costing people more than money. It's costing them years of their lives. Here's the problem: we're taught that quitting is weak and persistence is strong. So when a relationship isn't working, our instinct is to ask, how do I fix this? Instead of, should I even be here? The amount of time, effort, and emotion we've already invested starts to feel like evidence that we should keep going, when really it's just weight we're dragging behind us. In this video, we'll break down why this happens, the specific traps it creates in relationships, and how to tell the difference between healthy persistence and a fallacy that's quietly running your life. This pattern has a name: the sunk cost fallacy. It was first studied in economics and decision-making, the idea that people keep investing in a failing project because of what they've already spent, not because of what the project is actually worth going forward. A company keeps funding a doomed product because we've already spent millions. A person keeps watching a terrible movie because I'm already an hour in. It sounds irrational when you say it about a movie or a business. But swap in a relationship and suddenly it doesn't sound irrational at all, it sounds like devotion. That's exactly why it's so dangerous here. The fallacy doesn't feel like a bias in relationships, it feels like a virtue. This is the most common version. The longer you've been with someone, the harder it feels to leave regardless of how the relationship is actually going. People will say we've been together 5 years, as if the number itself is a reason to stay, completely separate from whether those 5 years were good. Psychologically, this happens because leaving means admitting that some of that time was wasted, and our brains hate that feeling more than they hate an actually bad relationship. So we choose ongoing unhappiness over a one-time admission that something didn't work. The longer a relationship lasts, the more it gets woven into who you are: my partner, we, shared friend groups, shared routines. Leaving doesn't just mean losing a person, it means losing a version of your identity you've built your life around. This makes people stay not because the relationship is good, but because they don't know who they'd be without it. It's not really I love him, it's I don't know who I am if I'm not his girlfriend. This one's sneaky because it looks like hope. People convince themselves that more time will fix what more time has already failed to fix. Things were amazing in year 1, so they'll go back to that. But if a relationship has had 5 years to improve and hasn't, more time isn't the missing ingredient, something else is. Hope isn't the problem here. Using hope to avoid looking at the actual evidence is. This trap isn't just internal, it's about other people. Family has met them. Friends already see you as a couple. Maybe there's a shared apartment, a shared pet, mutual friend groups. Leaving means untangling a whole social structure, and that logistical mess starts to feel like a reason to stay, even when it isn't actually about the relationship at all. It's not always this simple, of course. Sometimes people genuinely do work through hard patches and come out stronger. The distinction isn't hard equals bad. It's whether the hard parts are moving somewhere or just repeating. A guy named Daniel dated someone for 4 years. Everyone told him something felt off, but he kept thinking, what if I leave and it turns out she was the one and I just gave up too early? He stayed another year waiting for certainty that never came. When he finally did leave, the thing he felt wasn't regret, it was relief immediately within days. He later said the fear of regret had cost him more time than the actual relationship ever did. That's the trap. We imagine future regret over leaving so vividly that we ignore the regret we're already living in by staying. Here's the idea that ties all of this together. The question was never how much have I already invested? That number is fixed. It's gone either way, whether you stay or leave. The only real question is, knowing everything I know now, would I choose this again starting today? The time investment trap, the identity trap, the optimism trap, the social trap, the regret trap, they're all different disguises for the same mistake, which is using the past to answer a question that can only be answered by looking forward. Ask yourself the fresh eyes question directly: if I met this relationship exactly as it is today for the first time right now, would I choose to enter it? Not who it used to be, who it is now. Separate the sunk cost from the actual signal. Write down honestly what's kept you here. Is it genuine connection and growth, or is it time, identity, and fear of untangling your life? Naming it takes away a lot of its power. If you're not ready to make a final decision, set a real, honest check-in point, 30 or 60 days, with a specific question to answer at the end of it, instead of letting "we'll see" stretch out indefinitely. A vague timeline is how 5 years become 7. The years you've already spent are the one thing that can't be changed by your next decision, so stop trying to protect them. Protect your next years instead. If you want more videos that break down the psychology behind the habits, money mistakes, and relationship patterns that quietly run our lives, hit subscribe. This is exactly the kind of thing we dig into every week.